are taking a look at Financial Focus now. Steve Budin joins us to talk about a number of topics that affect our money, and one of them is something that everyone's been talking about for a few days now, is the weak jobs report. 38,000 jobs were created in 1 month, right?
In 1 month across the whole United States.
And they thought anyway, or they projected that it was going to be way over 100,000.
That's right. The estimates were about 150,000, came in at 38,000, and I've said before, 1 month does not really concern me. But what was also not really widely reported was the April and March jobs reports were revised even further down.
Okay.
So the numbers that were reported actually dropped even further. So 3 months, weak reports. The Federal Reserve Chairwoman is speaking right now, as a matter of fact, giving her opinion as to what she feels is happening with the economy. But all signs are pointing to continued slowing, and it's tough to have that happen as we enter an election cycle.
Yeah. Well, is it sometimes going into the summer, will we see the numbers go up because summer jobs will be created maybe?
That's the hope. But remember, the summer jobs for the most part are temporary.
True.
So you may get a blip, and of course both political sides will spin it that particular way. I was watching the news shows over the weekend, and all three candidates, Sanders, Trump, and Clinton, all spun it their particular way to make their policies more accepted. And I think you'll just have more of that for the next few months.
Okay. All right, let's talk about pre-election surveys. What do you mean when we're talking about this? This is people that are thinking about if they're going to hire, if they're going to fire, if they're going to consolidate.
Yeah, and I've been seeing a lot of this with my own clients, but more and more business owner surveys and investor surveys and consumer surveys are showing that a lot of people are putting off or want to put off decisions until after the election. I've had clients say to me, don't invest any particular money, just let's wait till after the election. I have business owners saying, I'm not going to hire anybody new until after the election. I have friends of mine who work in sales, and they're saying, their customers are saying, I'm not really going to be buying much until after the election. And if more and more people say that, we have 5 months before the election. Good investments are good investments, even before the election or after the election. But it really can lead to a fairly wide economic slowdown just because people are just not doing anything until after the election.
Okay. All right, this Brexit vote is a big deal. It's happening, what, June 23rd,
yes.
right?
And this is something that hasn't widely been reported yet, but Brexit actually stands for British exit. Over in Europe, there's a big vote coming on June 23rd, and the British are voting whether they want to leave the European Union. And the European Union has been a collection of nation states for a number of years after World War II, and they share economic policies, they have certain trade deals, but the British now are voting on whether they want to leave that arrangement, given all of the upheaval in Europe with the refugee crisis and the economy is slowing. And it's the fact that it's right now pretty much 50-50. And the fact that it's that close kind of concerns me, because you have this nationalistic movement there, and in other countries around the world that are really trying to close borders and look inward and take care of themselves. And the British could really affect the whole European state system if they vote a certain way in 2 weeks.
Okay, we'll definitely keep our eye on that one.
Yes, I'll report back on it.
Thanks so much, Steve.